Have you ever wondered what makes a good person? Someone kind, compassionate, and ethical, do cruel things, or even turn into a monster. Imagine someone you look up to, someone you trust, slowly becoming unrecognizable. What if I told you this isn't just a rare occurrence, but a pattern woven throughout history and human behavior? Today, we're diving into one of the most unsettling and thought-provoking questions about human nature. Why do good people sometimes do bad things? By the end of this video, you'll uncover the shocking mechanisms that push ordinary individuals into darkness. More importantly, you'll learn how to recognize and resist these forces, with the final insight being the most crucial and empowering of them all. This journey will take us deep into psychological experiments, historical events, and philosophical reflections, exposing the razor-thin line between good and evil. But this isn't just a story about others. It's a mirror, forcing us to look inward and ask, what would I do in their place? Could I, too, be swayed by these forces? Stay with me, because what you'll discover today could forever change the way you see the world and yourself. The Lucifer Effect is a concept popularized by psychologist Philip Zimbardo, who conducted the infamous Stanford prison experiment. What he revealed was profoundly unsettling. The environment we're placed in, the roles we adopt, and the authority we obey can distort even the most virtuous individuals, turning them into perpetrators of harm. Think about it. History is filled with examples of ordinary people committing extraordinary atrocities. The guards in Nazi concentration camps, the soldiers who carried out ethnic cleansing, the bystanders who stood silent as horrors unfolded. These individuals weren't born evil. In many cases, they were ordinary people swept up in circumstances that unleashed the darkest parts of human nature. Why does this happen? The answer lies in a combination of psychological and social forces that shape human behavior. Psychologist Stanley Milgram's obedience experiments in the 1960s revealed a chilling truth. People will go to extreme lengths, even inflicting pain on others, when instructed by an authority figure. In his study, participants were asked to deliver electric shocks to another person, who was actually an actor pretending to feel pain. Shockingly, most participants continued administering shocks even when they believed they were causing severe harm, simply because they were told to do so. Now, think about your own life. How often do we follow instructions without questioning them, whether from a boss, a leader, or even societal norms? What would you do if someone in a position of power asked you to compromise your morals for the so-called greater good? Another critical factor is dehumanization. When we strip others of their humanity, labeling them as the enemy, subhuman, or lesser, it becomes far easier to justify acts of cruelty. This tactic has been used time and again in propaganda, war, and even everyday conflicts. It's easier to harm someone when you no longer see them as a person. Now consider the language we use today in social and political discourse. How often do we see entire groups of people reduced to labels or stereotypes? How does this diminish our empathy and create an us versus them mentality? Dehumanization is only part of the puzzle. Social roles and group dynamics also play a significant role. Zimbardo's Stanford prison experiment vividly demonstrated this. College students were randomly assigned to be either guards or prisoners in a simulated prison environment. Within days, the guards began exhibiting abusive behavior, while the prisoners showed signs of extreme stress and submission. What was most shocking was how quickly the participants lost sight of their individuality and conformed to the roles they were given. This raises a critical question. How much of our identity is shaped by the roles society imposes on us? Are we truly free to act as individuals? Or are we unconsciously playing parts dictated by the systems around us? These forces, authority, dehumanization, and group dynamics, aren't just theoretical. They operate in our daily lives, shaping how we think, act, and perceive others. We see them in workplaces, in schools, on social media, even within families. Recognizing them is the first step in resisting them. But what about the exact moment when a good person crosses the line? That moment is often subtle. It begins with small compromises, a decision to stay silent when witnessing injustice, a choice to follow along just this once. Over time, small choices accumulate, creating a slippery slope that can lead to profound moral failure. Pause for a moment and reflect. Have you ever made a choice that went against your values simply because it felt easier or safer? What were the consequences? As we move forward, we'll explore how to recognize these moments before they spiral out of control. More importantly, we'll uncover how to build resilience against these psychological forces. But first, let's confront a deeper question. Are some people immune to the Lucifer effect, or is it a danger we all face? Stay with me, because what comes next will challenge everything you think you know about yourself and human nature.